Bello come l'hanno fatto. Capitolo 4. Gli Outsiders. New Orleans.
Ah, Holmes. After our trip to nippy Switzerland, I can certainly use some of this New World heat.
Do not get carried away, Watson. What we could certainly use are answers to my questions.
I know, but you look exhausted. Why don't we find the hotel first?
We shall rest when our investigation is over, and not a moment sooner. I shall ask you to handle our bags while I search for the bank.
As you wish. Oi! Stop it, you! Our luggage!
Che
Good
disastro.
Lord, what have you done? That's my stuff.
I'm sorry, mister. It was an accident.
Che disastro. Ah. Ufficio. Capitaneria di porto. Volevo togliergli un po' di barba.
Are you able to help me?
You're a lucky man. I know about this.
Oh, grazie. La banca si trova sulla strada sul lato sinistro dell'edificio principale del porto, di fronte a Chinatown. Chinatown non è ovunque, quello che viene dopo. E infatti, ufficio di capitaneria di porto, ma noi andremo un po' in giro. Anche per farci un'idea. New Orleans Port. Qui. Banking House of Grey. Dovrebbe essere questa, penso, Cioè, non lo scopriamo.
Mr. Frank Barnaby, right? Auction's about to start.
Ma oddio, fai un po' paura, Sherlock. La barba, per favore. Miopia. Bene. Ma non benissimo. Un panino. La guardia della banca è uno strano personaggio. Tiene un panino in tasca per risparmiare tempo. Mentre legge l'articolo, Abe Lincoln è vivo. Dimostra che è un pensatore critico che mette in discussione tutto, anche la verità. La miopia è il risultato della lettura. La guardia della banca è uno strano personaggio. Tenere un panino in tasca mentre legge l'articolo Abe Lincoln è vivo da un giornale nascosto dimostra che è un paranoico con cattivo gusto, inoltre miope. Io direi più questo. Anche perché c'è in mano una pistola. Ragazzi, quello che succederà adesso cambierà le sorti del gioco.
In the flesh. Now, if you'll excuse me,
Well, hold up. Written invitation first.
can I present another piece of identification?
Nope. That's why we send the invitation.
Vedi? Voglio essere franco. Ecco. Ah, ma non era una rivoltella, io ho capito che era una rivoltella.
Move along, mister. Ain't nothing there for you. Even mosquitoes know how to buzz off.
Holmes, any luck?
None. They're holding an auction, invitation only. The good news is, I know who might have one. We need to find Mr. Barnaby.
Who?
Frank Barnaby, most likely a local.
And do you think Mr. Barnaby will be happy to share his invitation?
Let us first find him, then we can see if he is the generous type.
Non lui.
America, Holmes. I never
Non avevo
thought I
pensato
should
di
be
essere
so
così
lucky
fortunato
as
da
to visit.
vederla. Va bene.
May I ask you something?
I've heard about that. Let me tell you.
La gente del posto dice che gestire un negozio a Chinatown chiamato Barnaby Isn't Gems. Io lo sapevo che era quello. Immaginavo, non è normale che tu me lo dai visibile.
How marvelous, Holmes. A city within a city.
Indeed, those lanterns are delightful. It is as though we have been transported to the Orient itself.
Tecnicamente è fatto per questo motivo. Ora. Fermate. L'avevo visto. Ci sono passato avanti e non mi ricordo.
Locked. No one's here. Rather unassuming for a jewelry store.
Damn, he at it again. Barnaby still owes you. If he can't pay in greenbacks, he'll pay in blood.
La banca Oooh Gray ospiterà un'asta riservata in cui venderanno non so più leggere. Opali neri, che sono bellissimi poi. La banca non rivela l'origine delle pietre rare. Un'impiegata della banca, la signora Zoe Clemens, ha confermato l'autenticità di ogni pietra. È l'unica a chiedere.
Can I ask you a question?
Sono stanco morto, ma sì, l'aiuterò,
I'll help
grazie.
you.
Due persone dicono che Barnaby deve loro dei soldi. Barnaby è un noto alcolista e si sta ubriacando in un bar chiamato Giddens Gator, nel quartiere Credo. Può essere riconosciuto da un cappello giallo e una giacca verde. Andiamo lì. Quartiere Cereolo.
This place. There's a Spartan charm, does it not?
It does. My soul will always yearn for London's gloom, but it reminds me of Cordona in a nice way.
È vero, ecco quel posto. Cordona. C'era un posto così.
Barnaby, unconscious but with his eyes open.
Signor Barnaby, la banca Oooh Gray la invita a partecipare a un'asta riservata. Siamo lieti di presentare una selezione di opali neri rari e straordinari. Contatti uno dei nostri dipendenti per ricevere ulteriori informazioni. La invitiamo vivamente a indossare l'abito più pulito che ha e a presentarsi sobrio. Un altro incidente inaccettabile e la escluderemo dal nostro elenco di clienti. Non ci stanno tutti i problemi, già ubriaco fragile.
Look, Watson, the two of you are just alike.
Oh,
Oh
great.
my
So
God.
I look like a haggard alcoholic.
Che
Eureka!
What have you got?
An idea. First, we'll need Mr. Barnaby's clothes.
Holmes.
Watson, time is of the essence. You will go to the bank, not as yourself, but as Frank Barnaby.
Holmes, we look nothing alike.
The hat and coat will do the heavy lifting. Just stay cool, play the part, and no one will notice the difference. Trust me.
Holmes, must we really indulge in this farce?
It worked in Switzerland, didn't it?
Sure, if you redefine the word worked.
da un minimo può assomigliare, solo che sto verde non ci azzecca per niente.
You look great, Watson. The guard has myopia, you'll walk right through.
Ok.
Where's the money, Barnaby?
I'll
Allora,
wait here so as not to arouse suspicion.
Oh.
Mr. Barnaby.
Right you are. Shop owner.
Right. Your invitation, sir?
Here you go.
You okay, sir? Seem to have the jumps.
I'm in a rush.
Come on in.
Ce l'abbiamo fatta? Vediamo che mi dice lui.
Ain't you in a rush? Go on, head inside.
Heavens, I never seen gems so big.
I simply must have them.
Si imbicciate proprio, signori, eh. 40 carati, pietra rara, si crede sia un pezzo di meteorite caduto sulla Terra.
Sorry, I'm just dealing with another client's request. Please wait a moment.
Sì, non si preoccupi.
They're so black, it's like they absorb light. Rather hypnotic. They're so black, it's like they absorb light. Rather hypnotic.
Origine australiana, peso 40 carati, pietra rara, si crede sia un pezzo di me. Ok. Per cadere giù. Oh.
This might be useful, I'll make a note.
Bene, targa con i nomi dei filantropi. La banca EW Gray ringrazia i suoi gentili filantropi. H. Armitage Dillard E. Arneson, quartiere francese. J. Atkinson St. Thomas, R. Carter, quartiere francese. B. Chamber Michund, St. Clements St. Thomas. G. Eagle Fillmore. M. Arnett Faubourg Marigny, J. Howlett Lakeview. Ah.
Excuse me, just one question.
I'm sorry, but I've never heard of that.
Fammi una domanda a
Good
lei.
morning, sir, and welcome to the E.W. Gray Banking House. The auction will begin shortly. Name's Zoe Clemens, and I'd be delighted to help you.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Clemens. I am Frank Barnaby. I do have some questions, if you don't mind. These gems are rather curious. What can you tell me about them?
These rare beauties are black opals, all the way from Coober Pedy, South Australia. When they catch the light, the dark stone becomes a brilliant rainbow. It's something special.
Forgive my curiosity, but who was the previous owner?
Sir, I ain't at liberty to disclose them details.
It doesn't say where these stones came from, no provenance, no previous owner. I'm starting to suspect they were illegally procured.
What? We would never. I can assure you these gems were bought from one of New Orleans' most upstanding citizens, a philanthropist no less. If you would like to know more, I could get my manager.
You old dog, Barnaby. Didn't think you'd sober up for the auction. An hour ago, you were 3 sheets to the wind.
Oh, you know, I hold my liquor better than most. And the auction was an important business opportunity.
An important business opportunity. Ha! What have you done with the real Barnaby?
Well, maybe I'm drunker than I thought, mister.
Mister? What's wrong, Frank? You're looking pale. Don't you recognize your old pal, Grub?
Ti ha insegnato bene allora Sherlock. Troppo grande. Fiero esibizionista. Posizione di potere. Alla moda oppure odia la sporcizia. Ci tiene alle apparenze. Un maniaco malamoda. Lo sceriffo Crab la legge a New Orleans. È abbastanza eccentrico. Si prende cura delle unghie, dell'aspetto e dell'immagine. Tuttavia usa la sua immagine solo come copertura per la sua vera natura di individuo. Spietato e altamente potente della comunità locale. Can che abbaia non morde. Lo sceriffo Crab è in realtà solo un cane che abbaia e senza denti. L'uomo tenta di dare l'impressione di essere una figura importante nella vita di New Orleans, tuttavia è solo un piccolo ingranaggio nella macchina governativa. In effetti lo sceriffo si sente così a disagio nel suo ruolo che cerca di compensare con tornei ridicoli, look alla moda e comportamenti minacciosi. Secondo me più questo.
Of course I know you, Sheriff.
Good. Now, while I have you, there's the matter of your outstanding fines. I've been more than reasonable, but I'm afraid the bills come due.
Fines? Right. I'm afraid I don't have anything on me.
That's funny. Ain't you at the auction? I weren't born yesterday, Frank. Now, assault, battery, disorderly conduct, that's serious stuff. You got off easy, but if you don't pay up, things get a whole lot worse.
Look, Sheriff, I'm not actually...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Think careful now, 'cause Frank Barnaby only owes us cash. But fraud, impersonation, that's weasel behavior. And you know what we do to weasels round these parts. Feed 'em to the gators. So, Frank, what's it gonna be?
Here's all I have.
Mighty fine of you. The people of this parish deserve peace. They don't take kindly to visitors. Don't miss that boat tomorrow morning, Doctor.
Cazzo lo sapeva. Ora scusami tanto, ma io devo prendere più informazioni. E non ho scoperto abbastanza sull'asta, un problema.
Mr. Barnaby, were you wanting to submit a bid?
No.
I told you, Holmes. I told you it was a bad plan. Now we're penniless and wanted criminals.
Hysteria gets us nowhere, Watson. Tell me what happened.
The sheriff saw right through me. He knew who I was from the start. Extorted me for every coin I had.
Bah, all that matters is what you learned about the gems.
I shan't discuss it while still wearing that blighter's clothes. I'm going back to the boat to get changed.
You know, I think the look actually compliments you. Why bother changing it?
Dov'è la barca?
A pox on the crew.
Allora dove andiamo a cambiare?
No, no! Was that your luggage again? I don't understand. We just got it back in order.
Forget the sheriff. I'm sure it was simply bluster and bloviation.
It was like the luggage had legs of its own. Oh, Mr. Pratchett will have my head.
Oh, bollocks, now our clothes are in the bloomin' water.
It was like the luggage had legs of its own. Oh, Mr. Pratchett will have my head.
O te la
I'm
stacco
sure what
io.
you did to the sheriff, but it must have been something real hairy to have him chuck your luggage off the pier.
With respect, miss, have we met before?
If you were the real Frank Barnaby, yeah, we would have. But where are my manners? I'm Lucy. And you are?
John, I didn't mean to be rude. I've just had a difficult day, miss.
Well, it's barely noon. And you've already made an enemy in Sheriff Grubb. The man starves his gators just in case someone crosses him. John who?
Watson.
Well, Johnny, if you plan on sticking around, you better change that suit, or Frank's reputation will catch up with you. And then you'll be a John Doe.
Alas, I think one of those gators is currently devouring my spare clothes.
You've got yourself in a fine pickle. All right, come on board the Nymph of Louisiana, and I'll sort you something to wear.
The nymph? Is that what it sounds like? Why are you helping me?
Well, let's just say you ain't the only one who's had run-ins with the sheriff. Way I see it, this city deserves better. Now quit your stalling and head on over to the Nymph. I'll be in room 6.
Ah, il ragazzo ha già rimorchiato.
Mr. Barnaby is proving rather useful. Perhaps you're not so different after all.
One more word, Holmes, and I'll hand you over to the sheriff.
Sorry, was that John talking or Frank?
Oh, go annoy someone else while I visit the nymph.
E dove sta la ninfa Louisiana?
Always a pleasure to see you regular, Mr. Barnaby. Welcome home.
È un bordello. E sembrano quelle del precedente gioco.
Well, look at you. All dressed up with nowhere to go.
I can't thank you enough. As I was saying, our journey has hardly gone to plan. We seem no closer to finding our missing people than when we left.
Well, if there were anything to know, Champagne'll know it. She's across everything in New Orleans. Look for her in the fisherman's village behind the Creole Quarter.
Thank you again, Lucy. I shall make my way there now.
Good luck, Johnny. Keep out of trouble.
Ci provo. Bruttissima giacca comunque.
Ah, forgive me, Watson. The difference is plain as day. What a remarkable transformation from Barnaby.
If we're critiquing wardrobes, Holmes, maybe you can explain why you used to roll just one sleeve up. Did you get bored halfway through?
Giustamente nel scorso gioco lui si tirava su solo una manica. Aspetta un po'.
May I ask you something?
I've heard about that. Let me tell you.
Ok. La gente ha detto che Champagne vive su una barca nel quartiere dei pescatori e possiede 2 cani. Ah, noi amiamo i cani. Non è vero? Noi amiamo i cani.
I'm gonna die. Gonna die.
Ok. No, questo però...
Are you all right, sir?
It'll come again. I will die.
What happened?
The lower of death came to me last night. I know it will come again.
Let's start from the beginning. My name is Sherlock Holmes. Could you describe last night's events for me?
I'm Cole Seabrook. It was my mom, Brigitte. She came to me in the shape of a giant black rooster. Before that, some hit the wall outside. Then she came in. She took my will and she led me to the water.
Perhaps you were dreaming?
I wish I was. The great gator was there. It called me and I couldn't resist, but then the spell broke and I managed to crawl ashore.
Interesting.
I know how it sounds to an outsider, but it was the lower of death, and it ain't finished with me.
You mentioned a lower. What is that exactly?
You outsiders only know one God. But there are many, and we call them lowers. And Maman Brigitte is one of them. She is the lower of death and life. She heals the righteous and punishes the guilty.
Did you feel anything apart from fear last night?
Yeah. The signs of Maman's presence, no doubt about it. Everything became blurry, and my mouth was dry, and the light became very bright.
That is something.
Oh, no two ways about it.
At least the weather is on our side.
Per ora. Signora, posso chiedere a lei?
Can I ask you a question?
I've heard about that. Let me tell you.
I vicini di Cole lo hanno visto quella notte e quando è uscito di casa pensavano fosse ubriaco. Cole era solo un nessun altro avviso degli spiriti.
There are too many imprints here. It's hard to say where he did or didn't go. Supper leftovers. It's not a simple tea. A herbal concoction, rather.
Black tea seems not to be very popular here.
Cheap and strong brew. Cheap and strong. Some chewing tobacco leaves. Judging by the facial features, Cole and one of his relatives. With William in Shreveport, 1879. He dropped a cup here.
Mescola in porzioni uguali. Asteracea, foglie di fragola, fiori di gelsomino.
It smells sweet. This one is almost odorless. Interesting. I will take it just in case.
I would love to learn more about these. The healing properties of some herbs are truly amazing, Holmes.
È vero?
And some are cold ground herbs here.
L'ho fregato sul nascere. Manca qualcosa.
Are you a good fisherman, Cole?
I wouldn't say so, sir.
C'è qualquadra che non cosa.
A feather. Not black, however.
Did you really expect to find the feather of rock here?
Manca uno.
More boot prints here.
Mi dirà tutto sbagliato. Beh.
Cole was having dinner. He was alone. The herbal decoction started to affect him. He became dizzy and dropped the cup. Hallucinations and stimulation brought him outside. He could have drowned if not for the sobering effects of the cold water.
Sir?
I must ask you, did you have a drink last night?
No, sir, I didn't take a sip. It all happened before I went to bed, and I only drink to fall asleep. That's just how it is lately.
Cole, I am sure that you were alone last night. The Lowers were not with you.
Well, what else could you say?
I didn't say that I disbelieve you. I'm wondering about this recipe.
It's just herbal tea. I went to Mr. Samedi and he gave me the recipe to help calm my heart.
Is he a doctor?
He is a voodooist. It was risky, but all I wanted was some sleep.
Where can I find him?
On the side of the church at one of the entrances to the Fisherman's Quarter. Look for a Veve sign, but watch what you say. He has the power of voodoo.
I'll be careful.
Dove si trova? Senta signore, lei mi sta simpatico.
Do you know anything about this?
I've heard about that. Let me tell you.
L'agente Poso sembra rispettare Samedi, nonostante sia un po' strano. Aiuta le persone con i loro problemi di salute. Può dare consigli, risolvere controversie e può anche rimuovere malocchio e maledizioni. Ricercata Jennifer vedova nera, Pritchett, per aver cucinato e venduto torte fatte con carne umana. Wow.
Look, Watson. What have we here? A local crime star.
A star? You have a strange way with words. Frankly, we have more pressing matters.
I'm not going after these troublemakers, but the posters will add nicely to my collection of criminal profiles. I read a study that suggests facial features can determine a person's tendency towards cruelty or deviant behavior.
Well, you can't stop progress.
Quella è la chiesa. Ricercato Liam Raggio di Sole, Clayton, per avvelenamento di massa durante la cena di Natale. Ricompensa $600 e la medaglia d'oro del congresso. Ah, eccolo. Voodoo Samedi. Signori, da qua. Che devo fare così? Una guarda visto. Caro signor Holmes, sapevo che quando avessi sentito parlare di voodoo sarebbe stato immediatamente scettico. Questo mondo non è quello che sembra. Trovo strano che dopo il suo viaggio lei ancora non creda a certe cose. Mi dispiace che non sarò presente quando verrà a trovarmi, mi piacerebbe aiutarla ad aprire gli occhi. Presumo che volesse chiedermi della ricetta che ha trovato a casa di Cole. Sapendo della sua tragedia, gli ho detto di preparare un infuso con queste erbe. Questo infuso provoca sollievo e sedazione. Se non mi crede, legga questo libro, troverà le risposte che cerca. Che gli spiriti siano con lei, signor Holmes. Samedi. PS. Dopo aver trovato quello che sta cercando, per favore, mi restituisca il tomo. Alcuni scritti potrebbero provocare conseguenze orribili se dovessero cadere nelle mani sbagliate. Wow. Bene. Ma non benissimo.
Hopefully we won't stumble upon the sheriff.
È rimasto scioccato. È rimasto così scioccato. Allora, fiori gialli con foglie appuntite e alternate. Presenta fiori gialli in piccoli e numerosi grappoli. Foglie di meno di un pollice. Diametro raccolta della sommità sui fusti in una struttura. Aspetta, odore. Ah, ecco, piccolo. Una pianta erbacea perenne della famiglia delle Asteraceae. Ha un forte effetto diuretico, viene utilizzato per indigestione e reumatismi, ha proprietà antinfiammatorie. Allora, diversi... grazie mille Macchi per il lurchino, grazie. Diversi grandi fiori bianchi alti circa 4-6 pollici. I fiori profumati sono a forma di tromba. Forte e dolce. Bianchi. Lo stramonio, noto anche come datura stramonium. È una pianta molto velenosa. In caso di avvelenamento, lo stramonio provoca secchezza delle fauci, disturbi del linguaggio e della deglutizione, pupille dilatate, disturbi della vista, paura della luce, delirio, allucinazioni e agitazione. L'avvelenamento grave è caratterizzato dalla perdita di orientamento e da un forte alterazione mentale. Un mazzo di foglie verdi. No. Con trifogliato. No, va bene, ci rinuncio. Di un diametro compreso tra 1,5 e 2,5 pollici. Quando vengono spremute è possibile sentire un odore leggermente acido. Ah, tripennata. Le foglie di fragola sono un rimedio efficace per migliorare l'appetito e normalizzare i processi digestivi. Tè e infusi con foglie di fragola hanno un effetto positivo sul cuore e aiutano ad abbassare la pressione sanguigna. Hanno un lieve effetto analgesico.
Sir?
Cole, where are these herbs from?
I bought them from Zora. Her stall is at the market near the port.
Quale due zone però del mercatino? Qua. Questo non l'ho visto. Oh, c'è un altro libro. Ricercato Donald il bandito bagnato MacLeod per aver assalito i parenti con un pollo. Ricompensa $5 e un paio di scarpe. Povero. Non mi ricordo se queste zone ci sono passato. No. Sì. Ma non ricordo il mercato però.
Yeah, I bet Zora will kill her. Did you see how she rushed there? Fearsome woman. Yeah, I'm afraid for them Chinese and for anyone who messes with her.
Yeah.
Ok.
Yeah.
Help me, please.
I've heard about that. Let me tell you.
Zora è andata al mercato di Chinatown a litigare con un altro venditore di erbe. Zora è nota per il suo carattere litigioso, ma negli ultimi giorni è stata più aggressiva del solito. Aia.
Are these herbs fresh? And you dare call my product substandard?
Excuse me, are you Zora?
I am. What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I have several questions, if you don't mind. I came here because Cole Seabrook mentioned you. Do you know him?
Unfortunately, yeah. He's my late husband's brother.
You are selling herbs, is that right?
Do you want to buy something?
Ooh.
Not really. I wanted to ask if you have the herbs from this list.
Goldenrod, jasmine, strawberry. These are very common. I do sell them same as any other herb merchant.
Have you heard of Jimson weed?
A poisonous plant, but it can help ease the pain if you know how to use it. Some believe you can use it to create a zombie, a will-less slave.
Is that what you wanted for Cole? Or did you sell it accidentally?
Did Cole get what he deserved? Ha! The lowers heard my prayers.
So you admit it was on purpose?
I admit there's a higher power maintaining order and justice in this world, and Cole got what he deserved. I'm happy that it happened, but that doesn't mean I'm to blame.
Can I ask what caused such hatred?
The sheriff confiscated all our weapons, and then the disappearance began. William wanted one rifle, just one, to protect us. Cole was too eager to help, and as a result, my Will got a bullet in his chest.
How did Cole explain what took place?
He just walked away as if nothing happened. Cole is the reason I lost my husband, and he should pay for it.
Don't you want to know what really happened?
For me, it's clear. An innocent man would tell everything. Only the guilty remain silent.
Sir?
I've learned about your tragedy, Cole. My condolences.
Zora told you, didn't she?
Can you tell me what happened and why you feel guilty?
My brother died. I'm alive, and William is not. That's why.
Tell me, what was the plan?
William had to get into the warehouse through the eastern gate, the one not far from the market on the edge of the railroad. I hid behind the barrels. I was on the lookout.
So what went wrong?
William went in, then came back with a rifle. I saw him jump off the crate, and then bang! He was lying there dead.
Did you see who shot him?
It was the bloody sheriff. I swear I saw him smiling.
What happened next?
My heart stopped. I froze. Then the sheriff yelled, "See if there are more rats." And I woke up. I ran away. I had just one task and I failed it. And for my mistake, the lower of death will come for me.
The warehouse eastern gate. According to Cole, it all started somewhere near the barrels. Chewed tobacco. That's the spot.
I hid behind the barrels. I was on the lookout.
Infatti devo andare qua.
An oily handprint. The substance has solidified. I assume that this is cosmoline with which the gun was lubricated.
William went in, then came back with a rifle.
William was shot here.
I saw him jump off the crane and then bang! He was lying there dead.
The bullet went through him, and based on its velocity and mass, I would say the shooter was no more than 35 or 40 feet away. The sheriff stood here. Cole had no chance to spot him approaching.
It's a terrible choice of position, and it cost his brother his life.
Then the sheriff yelled, "See if there are more rats!" And I woke up.
And what did Cole do?
È scappato tecnicamente.
My heart stopped. I froze.
Cole sought safety in flight.
Now I see why Cole thinks he deserved it. He simply left his brother behind.
He did not have much of an option.
Sad. I think Zora would like to know about this.
Non si vede manco il foro dei proiettili.
What do you want?
Mom, I spoke with Cole about your husband and went to the warehouse to inspect it. I cannot say that either he or your late husband were innocent. They both decided to steal.
How dare you? My William only wanted to protect us.
The same as Cole did. However, I know the man responsible for William's death. It is the sheriff.
That jackal. Anyway, don't expect words of gratitude from me, Mr. Holmes. Your truth changes nothing.
Very good.
I won't promise to forgive Cole.
Sir?
I have good news. No lowers are coming for you. You were poisoned.
What?
Zora sold you Jimson weed instead of jasmine. That was the cause of your hallucination. She wanted revenge.
It doesn't change anything. Look, the lowers were guiding her. I deserved it.
I went to the warehouse and I know what happened. You are guilty of a poorly chosen observation point, but not of William's death. Your only choice was to run or die with him.
That's what I should have done. I should have died with my brother.
Your quarter doesn't need another wretched man. You must keep living, for your brother's sake.
But how Zora looked at me? I have no right to move on after what happened.
She might not be ready to forgive yet, but don't give up. You can only earn Zora's forgiveness by being alive,
That's not as easy as it sounds.
Don't waste the life you have on something that can't be undone.
Tre qua. Ha due cani.
Tocqueville? Lafayette! Hush now.
Lafayette è
No
bellissimo.
offense, them two don't take kindly to gents, especially foreigners. How can champagne help you? Trip to the bayou? Feeding a huge crocodile?
Some other time, perhaps. Word has it you know everything that goes on round these parts.
Maybe, maybe not. What you want to know?
The bank in town recently purchased a valuable collection of gemstones from a wealthy man. What do you know of it?
Sure. I hear everything. This time I tell you for free. Next time, you pay.
Thank you.
May have been 2 weeks ago. Rich man's butler sold him some black opals.
And this rich man is?
Don't know his name, only that he from the French Quarter. Folk back in town could take you there. That's all I know. You need a boat? I hire 'em out for dollars. Or a bottle of you-know-what.
Thank you for the offer and the help.
Lafayette. Dove l'avevo già sentito sto nome, Lafayette?
It's quite hot here, isn't it, Holmes?
Vestito così, amico. Accese. Azzeccata a prima botta. Molto probabilmente il venditore di gioielli identificato come A nel telegramma dell'istituto Black Edelweiss è Arneson nel quartiere francese. Sì, ma il quartiere francese dove si trova?
You don't have to feel sorry for me.
Senti amico, io ti
Could you
chiedo
help me?
tutto.
I'm bone tired, but yeah, I'll help you.
La gente del posto mi ha suggerito di utilizzare il taxi vicino all'edificio principale del porto per raggiungere il quartiere francese. Ufficio della capitaneria di porto, si può andare? Nope. Però c'è un manifesto. Ah, qui non l'avevo visto. Scomparso su un Tao, 34 anni, visto l'ultima volta a Chinatown, dipartimento dello sceriffo di New Orleans.
Black opals being auctioned at the banking house of E.W. Gray.
Ok, trofeo
Our ship
giudicato.
leaves tomorrow morning. No room for sightseeing then. More people missing here too.
Non sono andata lì a guardare, che peccato, ecco perché. Ricercato Dracon, il tristo mietitore, per negromanzia, rapimento e tentato omicidio, ricompensa $200 e gratitudine personale dello sceriffo.
Look, Watson. What have we here? A local crime star.
A star? You have a strange way with words. Frankly, we have more pressing matters.
I'm not going after these troublemakers, but the posters will add nicely to my collection of criminal profiles. I read a study that suggests facial features can determine a person's tendency towards cruelty or deviant behavior.
Well, you can't stop progress.
Ricercato Stan Lord Smith per pirateria. Ricompensa tanto oro quanto pesa il ricercato. Wow, devo prenderlo grasso, devo farlo ingrassare e poi lo porto lì. Ricercato Tamik Sweetroll Judicator per aver rubato 20 arance e un pacchetto di noci. Ricompensa 3 cavalli pregiati. Andiamo a cercarlo, voglio i cavalli. Cazzo, ho bisogno di almeno un cavallo. Uno. Nero, tizzo nero, che risucchia tutto anche da te. Ricercato Ryan Gazebo Kelly per aver rubato un cappotto, un paio di calzini e uno stivale. Ricompensa una scorta di birra a vita. Teina? Così è, teina. La birra manco la bevo, a meno che non la do a qualcun altro. Uno. Ricercato Rafa Xa Tuxu Arronte per aver cospirato per commettere frodi fiscali tramite negromanzia. Ricompensa 10 acri di terra e una fattoria. Ma io li troverei tutti se lo avevo tutta sta roba. Sì, che tanto faccio un altro modo per continuare.
French Quarter and get us there fast.
Il nuovo mondo, fine del capitolo, perfetto. Allora ma tanto vediamo.
You know, Watson, the opulent mansions and stifling heat remind me of my time in the Mediterranean.
Corona does sound rather magical. Do you think you shall ever return?
I don't know. That place was home to some of my greatest memories and some of my lowest moments. Are you able to help me?
I'm bone tired, but yeah, I'll help you.
La gente del posto mi ha detto che la villa del signor Arneson ha un grande cancello con 2 bisonti.
Help me.
Che è successo, ragazzo?
Excuse me, miss. Are you all right? What is your name?
Eula, sir.
Waiting for someone, Eula?
Yes, sir. My brother Davy. He works for Mr. Arneson in that mansion yonder. Been 5 days now since I last heard from him.
Come now, why all the tears?
Something happened to Davy. I feel it in my bones.
Do you think he may have left the premises?
No, sir. Davy, he ain't like you and me. He's smart in some ways, but he can't talk. Not a word. He's pure and kind.
Fear not. We will look for your brother. One presumes this gate is locked. Is there any other way inside?
There's another entrance through the stables you could try. That's where I meet Davy normally, but I couldn't get in. See, I couldn't find the key. It wasn't in its usual spot. Please hurry, sir. Find him for me.